activity for using the white horses to participate in such a ceremony. And for this ceremony, it is a very important activity in the summer in the lives of the herdsmen on the grassland, to pray to the heaven that we will have a good rain in the grassland for the summer. And from this perspective, you can see that a lot of herdsmen and the visitors have gathered here in the court, and you can take a look at the beautiful white horses. So we can see that if you did not watch our broadcast yesterday, maybe you have such a question in your mind. Why we have such a prayer activity using the white horses? We say that in the Western Uzamchin, it is the homeland actually of the white horses. So it is an important tradition to raise the white horses. So in this area, we have more than 31,000 white horses in total. So this is a tradition that has been a long-standing one. So we have bigger or smaller white horses, and the people here, they are wearing the most colorful and beautiful robes to come here to participate in this ceremony. So now we can see this is a heavier and heavier rain on the court. So what do you mean by Naadam? Do you know that? The meaning for that words or expression. So for Naadam in the Mongolian language, it means games and entertainment. So on the grassland, each summer we have various kind of Naadam activities. Maybe we do not have a strict limit for how many people to participate or where the events shall be held. So it is just a kind of activity held by the herdsmen on the grassland. People get together, they wrestle, they ride horses, and they shoot the arrow. So this kind of dancing, singing, sports activity are called Naadam activity in all. So yesterday, people have watched some kind of the horse riding and Naadam activity. And for this Naadam pageant, so we are covering this event. And later on, you can also have a glimpse of the prayer. Yesterday, it is just a rehearsal, but today we will have a formal ceremony. And after today's event, we will also introduce you to watch the 3 techniques, 3 skills for Mongolian men: horse riding, archery, as well as wrestling. So for today's event, it is also called the associated contest for the wrestling in the Xilingo League. And we will also say hello to those wrestlers later on. And you know that you are from a different ethnic minority called Dao. So do your minority group has similar custom? We say that for different kind of ethnic minorities, many of them have the similar custom for wrestling and horse riding. So today you may enjoy a better chance at winning at such games. And today we have 99 white horses. It comes from the households of Uzamchin banner, and every household will take their horse here. And today we have this court, but before, when people did not have such a court, they would just went to the grassland to find a proper place for the gathering. So for the herdsmen, in the summer, they enjoyed a different life as compared to in the winter. On the grassland, the scenery as well as the climate will be more beautiful as compared to the winter. and people pay more attention in the summer to such Naadam activities. You can see that from the decoration on the horses as well as the clothes of the herdsmen. People are so fond of such activities. Even very young people, even the children, will dress up for such festival. And one of our reporters is also wearing such costumes. And on the grassland, for each pageant, everyone will put on their best clothes to participate in the gathering and festival activities. And now we are seeing that the praying activity, the praying ceremony using the white horse is starting. So now, I want to remind you that you are watching the CGTN portal and relevant broadcasts. So we are covering the events in the Uzamchin banner for the white horse praying ceremony. And this event is a very important event in the activities in the summer for the herdsmen, for the households on the grassland. As you can see, they are using the white horses as an important factor in this praying activity. The white horses are used to pray for safety and happiness in the future. So the host is welcoming all the participants to come into this event. And there is also, during the event, a kind of activity to welcome the photographers and writers to cover this event. And now you can see that on the scene, we can see various people participating in the opening ceremony. So we say that the herdsman from every part of the grassland is coming here wearing the fabulous clothes and costumes saved for the festivals. So we may come back in covering this event, and you can also see the national costume for the Mongolian people. You can see the distinct feature. And for the robe here, we see that the Mongolian people, they are wearing very colorful clothes. On the grassland, we say that the clothes are better, are more lighter, and with many designs on the clothes. The designs to show a better future, such as a cloud or other favorable figures. They will paint them on the clothes. And here we can see the Mongolian people, they are wearing the traditional costume. And for each tribe, each banner, they will have the distinct feature in the costume. And for the clothes they wear, it is very distinctive with the feature of Uzamchin. And the clothes they wear is even similar to the clothes wearing by the Tibetan people. So on the grassland in the summer, if they are wearing such colorful clothes, it is very attractive, very beautiful. So you can imagine we have the blue sky, white cloud as well as those beautiful clothes. So it is a very fascinating color match for such a scene. So the young man and woman may gather on the grassland to eat the lamb, to have a fabulous gathering. These kind of activities are numerous on the grassland. So for Naadam activities, they can be large scale with various kinds of procedures and agenda, but even 3 to 5 households may gather together to have similar activities. And now the two herdsmen, you can see the two people in our camera, maybe they are the focus for today's event. So you can follow us. We can see that the people wearing the red robe and white hair cover, you can see these kind of clothes in the TV series or films of old days. And we know that in this banner of exemption, we see that there has been a brigade using the white horses. The soldier may ride the white horses back then in the time before the establishment of the PRC. So this is also very important. You can see that the herdsmen are participating in this, and they will participate in the praying activity and praying ceremony to wish for a smooth future for the life on the grassland. So we must turn back. We can see that the people, they are holding hada, a piece of silk used as a greeting gift in China. They are holding this kind of silk to pray for a better future. You can see the herdsmen. They are holding blue hada to show better wishes for a better life.
在仪式进行的过程中呢，我们的现场会
during the course of the ceremony, we will hear the people reading the words for the praying, reading the prayer. And this kind of prayer is for a better life on the grassland. And the prayer is in the local language. And in the horse herds, you can see the larger ones and smaller ones.
And 在活动中，我们看到啊，这个骑两匹马的这两位长者呢，他们手捧马达。那另一位我们看到
senior person, they are holding the header and they are riding on the white horses. We say that there is one spreading the milk towards the sky, and that is a kind of movement to show the prayer, and it is actually a kind of ceremonial movement, and this has been passed on for hundreds of years.
那这样一个传统的仪式，其实我们在活动现场也看到，吸引了很多很多的媒体来关注。
has attracted wide media coverage, and it is the first time for me to participate in a kind of praying ceremony using the white horses. So for us who grew up in inner Mongolia, it is even a rare and precious occasion for us to see such a kind of praying activity. So the horses enjoy the utmost honor to be used in such kind of praying ceremony. You can see the ponies as well as the grown-up horses. And when they are participating, when the horses are participating in the ceremony, they are well behaved. And they become calm and quiet. And later on, when the ceremony is over, we will invite Mr. Hao from the West Exemption Horse Association, Horsecraft Association to answer our questions. And if you have any questions, please leave your words on our platform, on our online platform. And yesterday we talked about those white horses with distinct features, such as a white horse with no other color of furs, or we can see these horses are paid close attention to by the herdsmen, because in the grassland we say that white horses are sent by the heaven, by the god, to show the better wishes for the life on the grassland. And you can see that these two herdsmen, they are holding their own horses to participate in this ceremony, and the owner of the horses are riding on a white horse, and it is difficult to tell. The horse is following the lead horse, whether they are just white or yellow. And if we say that for white horses, after 2 to 3 years old, they may turn yellow. When they were just born, they may be just gray or yellow, and they will turn the color at 2 to 3 years old. It is also the first time for me to participate in such a ceremony. Maybe there are some things to pay attention to during the ceremony. I do not know. I'm not so clear. And this is also a kind of praising the horse. The song is to praise the horses.
那现在我们用蒙语听到的，实际上这是一个祝颂词。那具体的什么意思呢？我不是太清楚。一会儿呢，我们会请这个当地马业协会的这个浩老师来给大家做一个解读。到近处去看一看，看看
So
这
we
个风
may
序仪
come
式。
closer to see this kind of ceremony, what kind of procedures are there. So for the white horse, a kind of design is attached to the head of the horses, of the white horses, winning the award, winning the ceremony. So this is even a new thing, a curious thing to various kinds of media. So people are taking the place and rushing for the places to take the picture for such a curious scene. So we can see this white horse winning this contest, winning this. So the horse is riding freely, is running freely in this kind of court.
大家刚才也可以看到。
So you can see that this ceremony, so the white horse, you can see those kind of. We can see the saddles are untied. It means that the horses get freedom because they are no longer saddled. So we can see that at this moment the ceremony is an end. So many horses, you can see when the saddles are untied, the horses were so excited they gained the freedom. They run on the court on the grass.
好，央视新闻移动网、央广新闻客户端以及
the CGTN network as well as other media coverage is now paying attention to this kind of praying activity on the West Exemption grassland of the Xilingo League. It is also a kind of Naadam activity on the grassland. What you see is a very traditional event. It is like using the white horses to express the better wishes for the future, and we will also untie one or two of the horses to give them the freedom back. And previously, the ceremony has come to an end, and now we can see that we now have a served the soldiers riding on the horses, and the earliest of that battalion was founded in 1957. And we can say that maybe some people, they may gather with very simple musical instruments, and these people may gather and visit very kind of households to give the performance, and these kind of people may also offer entertainment to the local people here. And for the we see that this group of people who offers entertainment to these local people, it is very interesting and we say that although this kind of performance group, the earliest performance group was founded in 1957, and for this performance group in West Ujamchen, they have a long history. They can perform the local songs and other kind of activities, and maybe on the spot we can have a feeling for the traditional music, traditional songs of the Mongolian nation. And so for the traditional Mongolian song, it is called long tune. And for one long tune, maybe the lyrics are very simple, even 3 or 5 words, but you can feel the emotion. And for long tune, we say the lyrics are simple, but the long tune takes up a long time, and you can feel the emotion there. And after the event is over, we will invite even 1 or 2 of the actors and performers in this performance group, and they may answer your questions. And if you want to raise these questions, you can leave your comments and questions on our online platform. So you grow up in northern China, so you can see this performance group. The performers dress differently and the hats are different. So do you know what are the reasons? So it represents the local conditions. It is a representative for the traditional costumes from the different places in the Mongolian region. So we say that the hats are very traditional, and this kind of hats are very common. And maybe if we come to other places of the Mongolian region, we can see different hats. And in Hulenbe, the robes may be simpler because the purpose is to keep warmth. But for Xilinguo, the robe may be more colorful, and we can see. So the woman wear less headwear in Xilinguo. They will just use kerchief or headband to make the decoration.
事务工作战争小组鉴定和评定等级产生的增加过度确定为直接3买查纳和小组，并进行表彰奖励，每户奖励金额为10万元人民币。乌兰哈拉加和斯高的2018年牧业年度乌中检查干都数量。2. 乌兰哈拉苏姆会考王卡加所有单位2018年度乌中检查干都数量达到129匹。3. 吉林高德镇海多卡加和州的2018年牧业年度乌中检查干都数量达到124匹。希望受到表彰的参加人物珍惜荣誉发扬。
So the host is introducing about the awards and the relevant award money for the distinct households on the grassland to preserve the resources and cultural relics in this region.
积极推进生态文明建设，为建设实力西屋、绿色西屋、魅力西屋、幸福西屋做出新的更大贡献。2018年7月20日。
好，我们看到这个乌拉木齐的演员呢，马上就要开始他们的活动了。
The performers, they are waiting and to give this performance.
"现在在场上为大家表演的是蒙古族长调。蒙古族长调，蒙古语称乌日图道。
For the long tune in local language means very long songs. The lyrics are simple, but the tune, the melody will be very beautiful, and it is used to tell stories and express human emotion. And for the lyrics, describing the animals or the scenes, such as the horses, cows, and the sky as well as the clouds on the grassland. So, distinguished and various netizens, now you are watching the broadcast from the Western Exemption Whitehorse Festival, and this is a kind of Naadam activity for the local residents. So we are in the grassland, and a lot of local people come to this event, so we are seeing various kind of break in the mobile signal. So we recover the signal now, and you can see the performance from Ulan performance group of the local people, and they are performing the long tune, a local and traditional song for the Mongolian nation. And during the live broadcast, you can see the riding and wrestling. So these skills are required for every of the Mongolian people, Mongolian men. So if you have questions, you can leave your comments on our platform. So now you can see this is a kind of performance for the traditional musical instrument of the Mongolian nation. And that instrument is horsehair string instrument, or we say it is a mooring curl. And we say that they are holding the instruments for the performance here, and the song, the melody is also about the white horses. So on the sky, we can see the very ever-changing weather. So this morning it was sunny, and previously, just now, it was raining, but now we can see it is cloudy.
那马头琴呢，也是蒙古族非常传统、有历史的一个乐器。那很多牧民，无论是在开心还是在悲伤的时候，都会拿起马头琴来拉上那么一两句，表达自己内心的情感。
And this is a very traditional musical instrument in the Mongolian nation. And when people they are sad or happy, they will take out this instrument, and they will use the songs and melody to express their own feeling.
刚才大家是听到一个比较
Just
忧郁
now
的曲
you
子，现在
heard
我
the
们听的
melody,
是一个比较
rather sad
欢快的
melody.
曲子。
But now we are hearing a very
其
happy,
实
very
我
vibrant
不知道你注
melody.
意没注意到，
So
在内蒙古的草原上
we
有
see
很
that
多的
for
物质
the
和非物质的
grassland,
文化遗产。
a lot
比如
of
说刚才
cultural or
表演的
physical
长调
relics
实
exist.
际上就
So
是
the
在
long tune
2005年，被纳入联合国
in
人类共同非物质
2005
文化遗产的名录。那么这
it
个
is
是中国
incorporated
跟
into the intangible cultural heritage of the UN, and that heritage is applied to by China and
是咱们
jointly
国家
by
第一
the
次跟
Outer Mongolian
另外的国
country.
家一起共同来申请这个
And
非物质
it
文
is
化
the
遗产
first time for China to apply for the cultural
不
relics
强调，像我们的马头琴
along with another country.
都是这个国家非物质文化遗
So
产。
this kind of cultural relics is applied for by Mongolia and China all together, two
这
countries.
也是一个马的一个造型。
So why we call it horsehead stringed fiddle? We say that you can see the horsehead on the instrument, and the string is used by the fur of horses.
"哎，建军，我觉得这两位歌手他这个蒙古袍的这
We
个给
see
我的
that
感
the
觉是
two
感觉像
singers,
比较
they
传
are
统的那种感觉。
wearing
是的，
traditional
而且
costumes.
是可能是过去大户
So
人
we
家才穿的
say
蒙古袍
that。these kind of costumes were only worn by those rich people back then. And it is even interesting to watch the national and distinctive costumes of these people.
而且他的这种骑在马上唱歌的表演
And
方
we
式
say
也
that the way they perform, they are riding while singing, it is very unique and interesting.
声乐演员吴立杰为您呈现的歌曲《成吉思汗的白马》。
아,
So the song, the name is the Genghis Khan's White Horses.
Жарх мужигчдээ жоо байдаг. Хөхтүүдийнхэн бож болсон чоолго бод тийм хараа. Хамргууд татаа. Хожиг хамраа байрууд дэгэж. Хожиг анги харагчд хожиг байна.
好的，刚才我们看到的这个歌曲呢，是成吉思汗的白马。那当这个传说呢，成吉思汗在征战的过程中呢，骑的就是这样的一个白马。
So, according to folklore, we say that the Genghis Khan, he rode on white horses while he was doing the conquering. So we say that the children, they will learn how to sing and how to dance since very early of the age. So on the ground, on the court, you can see they are performing the local dance.
olsan senin kodin tatlıkta gıdık doğgesin de para. Doğda şimdi köyümüzü kaç. Hayırlı kıçın çok da çıkarsın ben ha.
在辽阔的内蒙古，有一个金子般的地方，叫做锡林郭勒。在锡林郭勒有一片翡翠般的草原，叫乌珠穆沁。请欣赏歌曲《锡林郭勒大草原》。
Museum Team, and the song's name is the Cattleman Xilingguo League.
아침에 흐드긴 tomma가 엠마상아 어떤 도망가 된 가다 높이들이 어린 도시를 어이하고도 돼 시티게 데메데메 주신 오르사든 시린 너네 믿는 통과자로서
Also wearing different costumes with a different color and distinctive color.
아시아
好，那我们看到大家刚才一直看到的是这样一个乌兰牧骑的一个传统的演出。那其实我们今天呢，最主要还是要大家去看传统的这样一个男儿三艺的表演。然后我们在这个现在我们了解的其他几个这个会场的这样的一个准备情况。
The archery as well as horse racing. And now we are going to the side. So for you, you can see the traditional activities of the Naadam activity. The wrestling, the archery, as well as horse racing. So you can see the bold spirit of the Mongolian nation. So just now we on this side have seen the white horse playing activity and the songs and dance performance of the Ulan performance group. And over there is a site for the three skills of Mongolian men, such as the wrestling and archery. We are going to the other side.
我们看到在乌兰牧骑这个进行的过程中，
So we can see that during the performance, we have invited one of the performer here. So what's your name? My name is Namla, which means autumn in the local language. So because you were born in the autumn, yes, it is. I was born on the 1st of August of the lunar calendar. And I major in dancing, and for our performance group, we dance while we learn other skills, such as we talk about the modern curl, this instrument, and other skills. And for your robe, is it the traditional robe for the West Redemption? Yeah, it is traditional for our local place. It says that we use the handmade skills. All these are achieved manually. People sew this, and it is very thick and heavy, extra thick, because this is used for autumn. We wear this for autumn. But for our robes, for our clothes, we have 4 seasons, so different thickness. And for the hat, it is also of various categories according to the season. So what are the movements, normal or simple movements you can show us? You can teach us for some of the simpler movements. For the Mongolian people, we live on the grassland, so all the movements come from the herding activity. So if you can show us, we can watch. This is a traditional movement. Excellent. So for the movement, it is like we are riding a horse and the singer is there. So we can see the movement is very handsome. Reminds me of the young men, of the young guys on the grassland. So for such a movement, it is common in the dancing for the Udamchin. Yeah, it is. So these children, they are my students. Also the small performers, the little performers of this performance group. So, good morning. So my name is Untitled Chapter, the safety and security as well as well-being in local language. I have been working for the performance group for 18 years. I sing those songs for the performance group. And previously we heard those songs like the Genghis Khan's white horses. So it is very unique to the Udamchin grassland. So I will show you what I excel at related to the grassland. Just some lyrics, some songs to give us a feeling for the beauty. Thank you. So what does the lyric mean? So we say, there is one wrestler in China, in our place. The song is about this wrestler. So for the robe you wear, it is traditional performance suit. So traditional Udamchin clothes, they are more complicated with different kind of design and pattern on the clothes, but what I wear is for the performance. So thank you for the So we are now going over there to watch the 3 skills for the Mongolian guys, Mongolian men. So you are watching here for the CGTN network, and this is a report from the West Exemption. And we are having a live broadcast on the culture for the white horses as well as local people. So for the festivals to happen, we can see that everyone is wearing the beautiful local clothes together for the festival. So for the West Exemption League, it is called like the homeland for white horses, and for the whole league, they have about 6,100 white horses. So all the photographers from the country are invited to come into this festival to watch and take pictures of the white horses. So we now come here to see the traditional activity of horse lassoing. So we can see a lot of photographers are gathered here. We see that traditional activities are enjoyed by people from the grassland and also from across the country. A lot of photographers or the people who are interested in taking photos, they come there to see those activities. So over there, we can see that the riders are getting ready and they will come to the court for the performance. So where do you come from? I come from Zhangjiakou, Hebei province. I just come here specifically, and 40 of us come here to take pictures. We want to take pictures of the grassland, the magnificent scene. So second, we want to participate in the previous ceremony that it is very interesting for the ceremony, and today it does not rain, so we have the chance to take pictures.
在这儿呢，还是要给大家重新的再亮
So here
介绍一下各位
we will introduce to you. Good morning, especially the netizens for CGTN. And I am from CCTV, and I'm from CCTV.
此时此刻呢，我们是在内蒙古锡林国
And we are in the West Uzamchin grassland to bring you the live broadcast of the White Horses Festival. And just now we have watched about the praying activity as well as the performance from the traditional culture. And today and now we are at the site and we can see the horse racing and the horse lassoing. So for different skills of Mongolian men, the traditional skills are the wrestling, archery, as well as horse racing. So now we are seeing the horse racing, then we will watch archery, and then we will watch the traditional wrestling of the Mongolian nation. So we say that
建军的这个胜算更大一些。那也
my partner in hosting this group, he is from the Dao
摔跤的话，他不单
nationality, a ethnic minority in China, so he may be at an advantage in riding the horses if we race. And we say that horse racing is a competition for both the strength and the wisdom. So we will see a traditional activity now for lassoing the horses, and we see how to lasso a horse.
现在要套马了，看到了。
And now the competition starts. It's starting, and please wait a second, and the competition starts just away. So I have seen such an activity on the grassland. So
这个套马杆的这个重量，因为我见的这个很多骑手是一只手就把这个套马杆拿起来，但是我自己去拿的时候，
So
完全
what leave me the deepest impression is the horse pole, the equipment used to lasso the horse, to catch the horse. Maybe it is different as we watch from the films, such as the methods used by the cowboys in Western America, but the techniques they use are adapted to the local conditions of this West Uzamchin grassland.
其实咱们这个套马杆啊，在生活中，
So for the horse pole,
我不知道你了解没？
they have a lot of applications in daily life. In addition to lassoing a horse, we can use this horse pole to defend oneself if you are watching or you are walking on the grassland. And for the young people, if they are in a relationship, if you see a horse pole standing over there, you can understand that that space is not for young people to go there to have intimate activities. And
也是属于北方游牧民族啊，对于其实对一些游牧民族很多项目的是有了解的。问题大家也可以提问，然后我们
so if you have any questions concerning today's activities, you can leave your questions on the online platform, and we will answer the questions, and we will also invite the experts from certain horse organizations and associations. So we can see they are also still making preparations. And to my right, you can see the horses, a herd of horses waiting to be catched. or if we lasso a horse, if we catch a horse, it is for the purpose that we want to tame, we want to train the horses. So we can see the contest is still in preparation. Maybe it will take some time. So now we are going to the site for the archery. So please be patient, and now we are going to the site of the archery. Maybe you may have this question that why is the contest take so much time? Because in the previous days, we can say for Naadam activity, it will take a long time because people have time in the summer. People do not have so many things to do, and previously, the Naadam activity will continue for a really long time. And for the wrestler, if they are in close competition, they may wrestle with each other for 10 or 20 or even 1 day, 10, 20 minutes or even 1 or 2 days, they will be engaged in this wrestling. So for the horse lassoing activity, it is very interesting because you can see the competition of the strengths between human beings and horses. So on the side, you can see a lot of the non-local people, the outsiders, they are gathering to the lassoing site. So now we can see the competition just starts. So we hurry over to the site. So we see the competition just start, and you can see the riders, they are riding the horses to the sites. And we can see that the horses are in riding, and the riders, they are engaged in the competition, and we see the outside visitors, they are taking out their phones or their cameras to take pictures, to grasp this fabulous moment. And we will drive the horse into the running, and we are using the camera for the live broadcast, so maybe it is not so clear if you can see from the scene. And we see the horses are approaching us in the watering place. And now it is a little bit wet for the grassland because it just rained. And the riders will now pass over the audience, and this kind of scene has drawn the excitement of the audience. So we say that for the Mongolian horses, they are rather low or rather skinny, but they can show the strength and perseverance for the riding. We say that Mongolian horses may be in smaller shapes, but they are strong. We say that for foreign horses, although they are in larger shapes, they may not have the perseverance or the skill to run on the grassland in China. So we are going to that group of riders to have a better view. So you can see that our riders, they ride the horses around the court. And the posture has been so intriguing because the man, the horse, they seem combined. So we say the grassland, it is not plain landscape. They have ups and downs on the grassland, but we say that the Mongolian horses, they are accustomed to these kind of ups and downs in the landscape. So we can see there is a shooter. So you are participating in the archery. So we say this is an arrow, the normal arrow. So what kind of competition are you participating in specifically? I am participating in the long distance shooting as well as shooting while riding. So we can see this kind of bow, the arc. So you can see the arrow, the bow and arrow. If you pull the bow, you need strength. Maybe my strength is okay. So I am participating in the shooting while riding, and for each time I can shoot 3 arrows, and the distance is about 30 meters, and 3 arrows all at once. So may you get higher score for the competition. So now we can see the riders also come back. So this is maybe for the speed. The competition may be for the speed of the riding. So we can see the woman rider, she is so excellent in this competition. And for the horse lassoing, it is rather interesting. But now we are going to the archery site. So if you talk about shooting arrows, do you learn from your childhood? We say that on the grassland, now the children, they have fewer access to the archery. But now we say that in Inner Mongolia, we have various kinds of clubs. And for these clubs, maybe the sport of arrowing, the sport of archery may become popular once again. And now we are at the site of the archery, and you can see the woman shooter. And traditionally, we talk about archery as a reserve of the men, but now we have women participating in this activity. So for this group, we can see all of the people are women. So the distance is about 20 meters, and the target is rather small, not so easily recognized. And there is still wind and rain, so it also adds to the difficulty. For traditional archery contest, there are two forms. One is for the standing position. You stand there. And the other is for shooting while riding. And now it is like the standing position. We say that the people may stay about 15 to 20 meters away from the target. So the distance seems so long, and it may be so difficult to target at the final goal to meet the target. So I don't know whether you can hear the sound on the site. You can hear actually. The whistle sound. So it is like when you pull the bow, there is this specific kind of sound. So during the competition, we say for the archery, do you know something about the rules? So for the rules, we have invited a staff from the horse association to have the explanation for the rules. Now we can see this interesting person, and the clothes is rather different. So where do you come from? I come from Anhui province. So you come to the grassland for the competition? Yes, I participate in the archery competition. So what about your clothes, your costume? It is during the Ming Dynasty. The costume is for Ming Dynasty, and the pattern is for the clothes for high-ranking officials. Very high-ranking officials can wear clothes with such a pattern. And are you coming here specifically? I come here particularly and only for the competition. And I am invited to participate in the archery contest, not only for the standing position, but also for the riding competition. And we also participate in the long distance shooting of the arrow. So the purpose, the target remains the same. We say that for the Mongolian competition, the style is more full of force and strength. And for the bows of the Han ethnicity, our bows are more delicate. And now we, the people from Anhui province, we are in the trial shooting period, and we use the bows for the Han ethnicity. And Mr. Hu specifically come here to participate in the shooting contest, and this bow is for the Han ethnicity. And the bow is made from ox horn, and this bow is very famous in traditional Chinese culture, and there are even paintings concerned about this kind of bows using the ox horn. And there is also a difference between the Han ethnicity bows and the bows for the Mongolian ethnicity, so we can see the difference. So although the bows for the Mongolian nation are also made from ox horn, so the Mongolian bows are more bold and more magnificent. And so how about your performance in the trial period? It is rather good because we can say that the weather is not an issue here. And for the bows, it may be easier to pull as compared to other bows I have tried. Yeah, it is like that. So the strength of bows, the tension force of the bows have different categories and levels. So now we have a standard calculation. We say that we use pound as a unit, and we calculate it's like 10 pounds, 20 pounds for the tension force. And if you have more strength, you can use the bows with even larger tension force. And he is actually the staff and expert from the Horse Association. So today we have the participants from the local area as well as from Anhui province. So what about the rules for the contest? So it is traditional competition. In local language, it is harba, and it means we are shooting the arrow. And we calculate the points. So if you hit right at the target, it is 10 points. And then we have 10, 9, 8 points, etc. So what about the distance? The distance is 30 meters. It's the same for both man and woman. Thank you. And so we can watch and observe the technique for this person, this young person from Anhui province. So we are here to observe the Mongolian nation technique, but now we are seeing this young person from Anhui province, and he is even wearing the costume from the Ming dynasty. And we can see the costume is so delicate, from the shoes, the robes, as well as the hats. And today the wind may be an issue, so I do want to have a try, but I think maybe if I participate, I may disturb the process, and I am not so confident for my technique in shooting the arrow. So we will just observe. So it is even difficult to actually hit the target. And after watching the archery competition, we will go and see the wrestling competition. And you can see from our camera that for Naadam activity, it is actually free reigning. So you can go to this side, go to that side, according to your own wish. It is not so strictly regulated or not so bureaucratic. And now we come to the wrestling part. And we will find you a wrestler to interview to share with us about this competition. So the competition has not started yet. And now we go back to the horse racing part. So previously, when I was covering such similar contests, the situation was actually like today. So the sides are scattered, and I needed to go here and there every now and then. And for the Naadam competition, the agenda has been shortened, but it would still take about 2 to 3 days. So go down there, we want to watch the horse racing once again. And if we talk about archery, the distance is like 30 meters for the standing position, and people can also shoot while they are riding. And still remember the young person from Anhui province? The costume he wears is so curious, actually. So now we come back to the ring for the horse racing, the court for the horse racing. So now we can see the horses are scattered and the rider have prepared their lassos and their ropes to catch the horses. And you can see the riders wearing red is holding a horsing pole. And other riders may help him to catch the horses to finish the competition. So we see that the rider in red, he is looking for the right horse and to look for the right opportunity. And on the grassland, such kind of activity is to catch the horse, to train, to tame the horse, or to print or to install the horseshoe. If you want to install the horseshoe, you may need to catch the horse, and this kind of activity is for that purpose. And we can see the court is so big, so large, and we are using telephone, so it is not easy. It is not like we can drag the scene before our eyes. So we will wait for the horse to come nearer. And for today, we say that horse racing and the horse lassoing are more dynamic, more exciting, so we can see more audience gathering here. And now we see the horse herds come back, and we will wait and try to see the rider, can he or she catch one of his ideal horse. It is rather difficult. So you need to find out the right horse first. So for so many activities, we can see on the grassland, these activities will take long time because for the local people on the grassland, they may live a very quiet and comfortable life, so these activities may take a long time. And the difficulty for horse lassoing is, first and foremost, that you need to find out the right horse while the horses are all running. So maybe it is not the right opportunity to see the horse lassoing. And now we go back to the wrestling site. And many netizens may have waited for so long time. And we can see from his picture about the horse herds. And we gain the information that the wrestling contest starts at 11:30. Therefore, for the live show, maybe we cannot cover the wrestling competition, but you have seen the horse racing and horse lassoing. And maybe it is a little bit pitiful, but that will lead you to go to the grassland yourself to see about the wrestling. And after the live show, maybe I will participate in the wrestling competition and I will share with you the result through my WeChat account. But for today's live show, as constrained by time and the battery of a phone, I need to say goodbye to all of you. We say that for the Naadam activities, these activities are very common during July and August. If you are interested, you just need to come here on yourself to see these activities. Thank you. That is the end for this live show. Thank you.